I'm going to interview Steve Williams. What is your full name?
Stephen Elliott Williams.
Where did you go?
I went to Tikrit, Iraq.
Nice.
Before that, though, we spent a week in Kuwait.
Where did you sleep?
On a cot in an old brick building. It had lots of cracks, so it was really dusty.
Mm-hmm.
And we had to shake out our boots every morning to make sure we didn't have scorpions in our boots.
How was the food?
It was pretty good. We were on what's called a cob, and they fixed meals there, so it was really good.
Was it fun?
Yes and no. I mean, it was different.
Yeah.
Like I said, I got to work out a lot, got in shape, but I was away from my family, and my youngest, Elijah, was just a few weeks old when I left. So
How long were you there?
I was there for a year. We got one little break. I had 4 days that I went to Qatar. That was interesting. They were crazy drivers. They go around the roundabouts at like 60 miles an hour, and they're like a couple inches apart.
Oh my.
And then they had camels and stuff. They had a lift, and it was just different. And they had a lot of pearls. They sell lots of pearls. They get them right there out of the ocean.
How many people were there to serve, including you?
I think probably a couple hundred. It was 2 hospitals, one in Al Asad, one in Tikrit. We had the last OR that was still in a tent.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that, a dusty tent when you have to have surgical tools always clean, and you always got to keep on top of that. And we also worked with another group, and they had the first pet therapy dog.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
What was the best part?
Oh, like I said, seeing different countries, meeting a lot of different people. I was a mental health specialist also, so I got to talk to a lot of different people that were in Black Ops or the Air Force. And the Air Force actually has a swimming pool over there, but only they could use.
Oh.
Even though it was on the same cob. So, it wasn't quite all equal over there for people.
What was the worst part?
Being away from my family. Like I said, Elijah was like a month old or so when I left. So, and then you get the call that he's at at Children's Mercy, and he had to have IV put in his head because he was a baby.
Yeah.
They didn't have another place to put it, and that's when he found out he had asthma and stuff.
Okay. What branch were you in?
I'm in the Army. Like I said, though, we had Marines, we had Air Force all over there. We had people from Uganda. It was neat to learn I didn't learn their language. I learned some words to communicate. They spoke English, but they really appreciated that, when you would learn a couple words in their language,
Yeah. Were you inspired by someone?
No, I've had plenty of family members that have gone. My great-grandfather was in World War I. I had one uncle in Korea, another uncle in Vietnam. I've had cousins in that none of them went to fight or anything, but plenty of family members that have been in.
Would you go there again?
If I didn't have kids and I was single, I would have probably gone again, but with having kids, that's why I got out, because they'll send you back if you do a good job. So.
Okay, thanks for watching. What did you do over there?
So I did what jobs are, you're trained in are called MOSs. And I had 2 MOSs. I was a combat medic, and I was a mental health specialist, now called behavioral health. So we had to take care of talking to a bunch of different people, and especially after them seeing their friends die, The first casualty that our hospital saw was a young lady that she was like 18, 19 years old.
Mhm.
Most guys, they would have been okay if they would have seen another guy
Uh-huh.
who died, but a lot of people have sisters and stuff, and people just think of, especially guys, they think a little different about the girls, and they took it a little harder. So we had to have round tables about that. I taught tobacco cessation, people that wanted to quit smoking or
Yeah.
stop chewing. We did stuff like that. We also had the first pet therapy dog. And the dog's name was Bo. And you take them around to different places and they pet the dog.
Uh-huh.
And you could tell how much stress everybody had by if the dog could jump back into the vehicle at the end. Because the dog would actually take the stress from the people and take it on to themselves. And if the more stress there was, then you'd have to like pick Bo up and put him in the vehicle to take him back to the place. And then the dog had to be a rank higher than their handler. So if you abuse the dog, you didn't just get charged for abuse of an animal. You got charged for abusing an officer, somebody that outranks you. That way they really got in trouble and to protect the animal.
Yeah.
So helped tutor people. They wanted to take what's called the ASVAB test, and what you score on it depends on what kind of jobs they'll train you for. And some people, like fuel handlers, want to not handle fuel all day anymore. They want to stay in the military, but they want a different job. So we took them in and we would teach them and help them with their math and stuff like that so they could score higher on their test.
Okay.
So